Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing. Before I would just come before you, we just ask that you just guide us through this process that we're going through during this council meeting, Lord, and just give us the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding. And we just thank you for what you already have done, and we thank you for what you're going to do. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 With that being said, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
A second.
We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Proud, second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Gibbon.
Yes. At this time, we're going to move into public comment time. Aye. No? Public comment is, public comments for any person wishing to speak on any item included on the agenda or within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. Speakers are invited to speak from the podium. We please ask that you state your name and address before making your presentation. Public comment time is open. Nothing online? Public comment time is closed. All right. Council announcements and reports. Councilmember Alvarado. I'll start with you this evening.
Seemed like there was a lot going on. So I attended the event for the at Veterans Park, the raising of the flags. That was actually very, very well put together, and I want to everybody that was involved, staff and police department, chief, and you all did a great job. And also I attended the retirement box at the library. That was as well very, very good. And everybody was there, and it was a good event. And I did attend Nelson's ribbon cutting for Glam. It was actually, almost thought I was in Hollywood or.
Food was delicious.
Very nice. Yeah.
Full service
I
too.
forgot where I was at. So that was very good, and I also attended at the junior high, they had on the 26th, they had See You at the Flagpole. That was a very good group of kids and also some adults that helped support. And then, I did attend the Sergeant Moses Martinez's service, which was very, very nice. It was done very nice. And then, as you know, the retirement of Gabriel Gonzalez luncheon. And that's it.
Very good.
Oh,
Councilmember,
just a real quick announcement. Don't forget, on the 8th, we have the National Night Out.
see your plug there.
Yeah.
Councilmember Espinoza.
On the 21st, I attended the rededication of the Veterans Park memorial display with the flagpoles, and that was a nice ceremony. Then after that, I attended the retired flag drop box at the Learning Center, and I was glad to see that was there. I had quite a few flags, and I just couldn't get myself to do anything with them, but I felt good dropping them off at the drop box. On the 23rd, I attended oath of office for the community service. Supervisor Rebecca Burnell. I'd like to welcome her aboard. On the 26th, I also attended the ribbon cutting at the Glam Salons and Spa. On the 27th, I attended Officer Martinez's funeral services. Very nice. And then after that, I attended the luncheon for retiring City Manager Gabriel Gonzalez. On the 30th, I attended oath of office for our new city manager, Lance Lippincott. I'd like to welcome him aboard. And then later that evening with the meet and greet with the city, I was here with him also there right before I went to a football practice. That's all I have.
Very good. Councilmember Olvera.
All right. Well, I don't want to repeat what everybody else said, but we were practically all at the same event this last weeks or so. But I want to take some time to welcome our new city manager, Mr. Lippincott. Welcome. Happy to have you on board. Also attended the funeral services for Sergeant Martinez, which was very put together very well. A lot of people spoke very good things about him. Very nice service for him and his family. One of the things I was going to ask, and I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but I was over off of James and Sunset in the afternoon when the junior high, the students are released from school, and was watching that intersection there, and very highly traffic during that hour. A lot of kids crossing there, going to the learning center, and maybe if we can explore some traffic control, devices or doing something there to see if there's anything we can do to kind of prevent, maybe slow down traffic there and prevent something from happening to these kids. And it's a lot going on there, but just thought I'd bring that up. Other than that, that's all I have.
Very good.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Okay, I have several things because I've attended some meetings that I thought I had to share some information with you, so bear with me. I did attend the COG meeting, and it's important to note that we are hosting in Bakersfield at the Kern County Building a CTC meeting. Michael, are you familiar with that at all? Well, the California Transportation Commission will be here October 6th, 17th, and 18th. And I've also been invited, or will be attending the rail tour that goes through the Tehachapi Loop. And so, I might have a chance to talk closely with some of the staff members on that one. We did elect a new person to attend the Valley Policy Committee, and that will be Dave Couch, as well as McFarland Rep is going to be Saul Ione, and then the alternate will be from Bakersfield, Bob Smith. We also elected a person to fill in for the vacant position on vice chair, and we put in Dave Couch in the resignation of Mr. Scrivener. Also, I wanted to announce that on November the 1st, they're beginning to accept the call for entries for the regional awards. And we have the whole month of November to work as far as submitting someone locally to represent our community there. And they're due on December the 2nd. Also, there is a page, and I've mentioned this to you before, that there's a formula and funds that are available for transportation. And it always comes like this, highlighted, and it shows Kern County, who always is ready to take funds that other county jurisdictions are not using. And we score very well. We were able to get an extra 195% funding back to Kern County that didn't go to other counties. The only one that was above us was San Diego, who received 240%. Of course, they're much larger, but we've always benefited, and ours totaled $14 million. So if we have any projects we want to submit and be ready for any extra money. Okay, let's see. Oh, the roundabout, and it's even on our agenda tonight. The roundabout, we have two that we're involved in. As you know, the one over on 7th Standard and 43, as well as the one that's located for us. They told me that the roundabout for us, the environmental takes a whole year. And that's what they're working on now. Did you get that message there?
The environmental for the 7th Standard?
No, for ours.
I understood that the environmental was underway,
Yes,
but a year doesn't surprise me at all. for any
that's
kind
what
of
he
thing.
said. He said it takes a year and it's already started. So that's where we are with that. We just have to wait all that process. Okay, then I'm going to move on to the rededication of Veterans Memorial, and I talked to one of our staff members and have a suggestion, because we have an extra pole. And there were two choices of flags that are available to fit the other pole to recognize other people with, you can call it American heroes or our own local people with badges or whatever. So I might show this. If you're interested, we can consider it. It wouldn't take much to order another flag. One of them is really quite different because it has all the stripes, and it lists security, armed forces, corrections, law enforcement, dispatch, fire department, EMS. But this one really shows the emblems with an eagle. If you have some kind of a preference. I think it would be good to maybe recognize our own local
I was,
responders.
I had another idea on that one. I think we have the POW up front,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Let's put the POW, the empty pole, and put the city pole next to the American and whatever else. we have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
I
that
agree.
too, but they seem to think that this might be a better representation because this one is really recognizing all of our, law enforcement, the first responders that are really close to us.
That one we put at the PD.
So that's something for us to consider because then we can fill that spot up. Okay, then I also had the Dropbox event at the library, I think is always gonna be a good benefit. It's a beautiful box and should be well used even.
And just for the records, I did make contact with the Bakersfield Young Marines, and they're planning on, perhaps on,
June.
the 8th, National Night Out, come
Oh.
out, because they're planning to come out as well. So, and they're gonna probably empty it out and do
Uh-huh.
whatever, however they do it. Be my first rodeo to see how that's done.
Oh, you think they'll burn them here?
No, they'll
Oh, they
just
just take 'em
transport
out.
them. I don't know if they
Ah,
march a certain way. I don't know. I just.
yeah, just call attention to it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
I don't
That
know,
is
I
good.
don't know how that does.
The scouts always did it before, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. Okay, then also on the 23rd of September, September, yes, I attended the oath of office for Rebecca Bernal. And she's gonna be working right with, Dave Franz. Also on the 26th, this is another exciting one, is the current economic development, that I attended the board meeting. And we now have an added, 22 companies or organizations that have joined KEDC since July of 23. So I believe their board is maybe 55 total. It's pretty big. It really operates mainly through an executive board, but the membership just really expands the knowledge that comes in and goes out. So it seems to be working fine with such a big board. Also, at that time, they gave us, released the market overview, and I did pick up some extra ones, one for you and one for planning if you want. It's really well, how do I say, well representative of our
There'll be a
county.
quiz next week.
Yeah. And note too that we're continuing to promote for oil producing as a multiple, oil producing county in the US. We now rank at number 13. Whereas Kern County is number 1 for renewable energy, which is another thing that'll help replace it, but it doesn't have the funding or doesn't have a lot of what we have with oil. So still hoping that we can save oil. The Energy Summit is scheduled for October the 24th. Really should be a well-rounded summit. Staff usually attends as well, even some of council members do. Another good thing that's coming out, and I don't know if any of you are aware, but Current Economic Development has Where Business is Boundless. It's a TV show. They have featured Chevron already. CBCC has been featured. HydroStar, wonderful real estate, and the National Water Ski Championships that were held here in the county. Anyway, they are now attracting 18,000 plus viewers per episode. We were scheduled to put on our economic development before Nando left us, and so I'm hoping, they didn't give me a date, but I'm hoping that we get a chance to get back on there and they spend some time, during our watch one this morning too, and they're doing a nice job with it and people are interested, so that was something we need to watch. Forbes magazine, or Forbes has ranked Bakersfield as the 5th most desirable city to move to in 2024. And you know that Shafter already ranks pretty high as a growing city in our area too, or in the state. We've also been presented the regional air quality data showing Kern County's significant strides over the last 2 decades. So, welcoming you on board realizes, Shafter's right there at the top. So they're going to show how much Shafter can grow and expand, especially with the added staff that we have. We should do well in it. So let me see if I have anything else from them. Oh, the other one I wanted to mention too is there's still a concern about the air pollution for Kern County because many people, especially professionals in the doctor's positions, are locating, and need to locate to Bakersfield. There's 50 positions open for physicians. And that's the first question they ask is how our pollution ranks. It's not a secret, it is posted, and yet the drive and the concern now is to somehow get EPA and some of us to understand we have made such great strides in the air pollution in our area that the records should start showing how much we've improved. So that's going to be a topic that they're going to pursue. Okay, I did attend the grand opening and ribbon cutting, and fellows didn't mention that there were 3 businesses in that one building. And it's interesting how they're operating it because the family that started this all has the Glum Salon, and I mean, they have full service in there, so I know it's kind of scary. Oh boy, is it ever scary. Yeah, you got it all from head to toe and beyond, I guess. And then they have a, Nelson is the contractor that runs the business through there, and then he also has what they call Shafter Ag Solutions. So they should be successful. They've been operating. I don't know about the salon itself, but they've been operating successfully already. So that was a good addition for Shafter and what they're bringing to us that will service in our people. Okay. Oh, Shafter Chamber was present at the event as well as the Hispanic Chamber who came out from Bakersfield and invited them and welcomed them to their chamber too. On the 27th, we had a private service for Sergeant Moses. And I can say that the celebration of life it's not the first time I've been to one, you can imagine, but they did a full law enforcement service that really is very impressive. Gilbert tells me it was his first one, and you can't help but be impressed. It's really well done from the start to the end with the honor guards and everything that they do. And I can say that many other departments were there and represented law enforcement as fire and whatever else. But our guys really look good, Chief. You have to feel really good about it. I mean, it's nerve-wracking to know what you're doing, honor somebody, but it's very special and it was really well done. Then I also came back and attended the retirement lunch for Gabriel. And then, of course, on the 30th, we welcomed our Lance Lippincott as our new city manager. And I don't know if anybody's had 2 oaths, but you did very well at both of them. So yeah, you can't get out of it now. You're in, huh? Okay, and then we also had this meet and greet, which brought in a lot of Shafter citizens as well as community leaders. And some of us were there, and I think we all feel good about the new start for you. So welcome again. That's all I have.
I think, may I say something?
By all means.
Just something very exciting, and it's gonna help our county as, Dr. Baines has had the governor sign her UC Kern Medical School bill.
Yes, sir.
I think that's gonna be something huge for Kern County and even for Shafter itself, so. Yeah.
I want it in Shafter. I know.
So.
Without adding more to that, just a really quick tidbit. I know that DWR was out here this last week. I was with Mike on Thursday, and I believe he was out there again Friday with a different crew doing their little tour. So high hopes that we maybe convince some people to turn in our favor, but we'll see how that works out. And then National Night Out is the 8th. I'll make sure I hit that again. That is sponsored by Shafter Lions Club. And Chief has all of his friends and family and everybody out there. It's going to be a really big event. So we're excited for that. That will be at Vets Park. Be ready for that. Get connected. If you want to be there and get a good spot for parking, you probably should be there early because it's going to be chaotic. And then there are some really great events that you're going to see come up on this evening's management report and consent calendar. But one thing I do want to continue to say is very grateful for Lions Club and picking up the Harvest Festival event on the 30th. I think that's going to be a really big undertaking. And so just grateful that Lions jumped in. They were the first ones to jump on and say, hey, we will take the sponsorship of it, and just grateful for what they continue to provide into this community. With that said, let us continue on into our consent calendar. This evening for consent calendar, we have 10 items on the docket. I will do a brief read through of these items. Number 1, approving the general checks. Number 2, approving payroll. Number 3, approve the overtime report. Number 4, approve the resolution of commendation for our city manager Gabriel Gonzalez on his retirement. Number 5, approve the special event permit for Big Dogs fundraiser trunk or treat at Veterans Park on October 19th. Number six, approve the special event permit, as said before, Shafter Lions Club Harvest Festival, and that is on Ash Avenue between Beach Avenue and Golds Avenue on October 30th, 2024. Number seven, adopt resolution number 2989, authorizing wages and related benefits for non-represented full-time employees for the period of January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Number eight, adopt resolution number 2990, authorizing wages and related benefits for non-represented part-time and extra help employees for the period of January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. Number nine, adopt the side letter agreement between the City of Shafter Public Works Unit of the Service Employees International Union Local 521. And lastly, number 10, adopt the MOU between the city and SPOA for the period of January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. If no questions, comments, or concerns, I'm looking for a motion of approval, please.
I'll move to approve.
One
Ye-
second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Olvera, second by Mayor Pro Tem Prout. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes,
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Gibbon.
Yes. This evening, we have three items on our management report. We will start with item number one, which is to award professional services agreement for the Seventh Standard Roundabout Project Engineering Services. Sir, and welcome aboard.
Thank you. On this item, just gonna kick it over to save some time, kick it over to Michael for the overview, on this project in particular.
Yes, Honorable Mayor, members of the Shafter City Council. Council previously authorized entering into a cooperative agreement with the county and the city of Bakersfield to fund design and right-of-way acquisition for our new roundabout at 7th Standard Road and Highway 43. And through the agreement, all parties have agreed to each fund or contribute 1.5 million to this pre-construction effort. So another project partner, Caltrans, which actually has jurisdiction over the intersection, previously committed to completing the environmental work or previously has completed the environmental work and has agreed to lead the ultimate construction phase of the project. So in addition to contributing its share of the pre-construction funding, Shafter will lead the design engineering work, whereas the county will be the lead on the right-of-way acquisition work. So to expedite this work so construction commence as soon as possible, Public Works conducted a request for proposals for a design consultant. And the RFP resulted in 3 proposals being received. And when you conduct an RFP for engineering work, the rankings are typically done by qualifications. And in the case of this project, the rankings were developed by staff from city, county, and Caltrans. The number 1 ranked proposal was submitted by Parsons Transportation Group. We haven't worked with them directly, but they have an office in Bakersfield, and they stood out because of their experience leading high-profile transportation projects, notably the West Side Parkway project. So city staff later received a detailed cost proposal from Parsons, which is valued at just over 1.6 million. Now, given the extent and the complexity of this work, staff feels that this amount is reasonable and in a position to move forward with the professional services agreement. So even though the cooperative agreement that I mentioned with the county and Bakersfield was approved and has already been it's been executed and it's in effect, the roundabout project has yet to be programmed into the city's capital improvement program for funding. An appropriation of 1.7 million in traffic impact fee proceeds would meet the funding needs and our obligations. And over time, there'll be a funding reconciliation because Shafter and Bakersfield will be reimbursing the county for its share of the right-of-way cost, whereas the county and Bakersfield will be reimbursing Shafter for our share of the design costs. But for now, the requested appropriation allows the city to proceed and cover invoicing for the project. So the recommendations tonight are to award the design work to Parsons and to authorize a CIP project with the budget appropriation. And with that, I'd be happy to respond to questions or comments.
Okay, council, any questions, comments, or concerns?
I have,
Yes, ma'am.
you didn't mention anything about Wonderful. Are they in or out, or what's the deal?
As covered at the staff at the council meeting where the cooperative agreement was approved, Wonderful has agreed to front the city's portions of the costs in exchange for traffic impact fee credits on future Wonderful developments. So that type of an arrangement hasn't been developed yet as far as a separate agreement. We'll come back to you with that at a future.
So they still would be involved
That's
with
the message
fronting?
they're still
Okay.
committed to, fronting the costs.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So just for me to know where I'm at, where's the bridge at?
Bridge.
There's no bridge here?
No, there's not going to be a grade separation or a bridge of any type there. That it's going to be strictly a roundabout, at grade roundabout.
Yeah, but this is the 7th standard and 43, right?
Correct.
This location?
Correct.
Do we have a bridge there right now, right?
No.
No?
You're thinking 7th Standard in Santa Fe is what you're thinking.
Oh, okay, so where's this?
Where 40, Enos Lane.
Oh, you're talking,
It's on that side. Yeah, go Enos Lane where the old, Plains Exploration plant is, where
yeah.
the gas
Yeah.
plant is over there. Yeah,
There's two gas
that's
stations there at that
43.
intersection.
Oh, that's way further, okay.
Yeah, that's not actually in city jurisdiction.
That answered my question.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, hearing none, I'm looking for a motion, please.
So moved.
No, second.
Okay. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Proud, a second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes. Item number 2 on the management report is to award professional services agreement for well 23 project. Sir.
Again, this is a Department of Public Works one, and Michael will take it.
Honorable Mayor, members of the Shafford City Council, Public Works is making plans to drill and develop new groundwater wells to meet new demand in the coming years. Among the well projects is well 23, which is to be located within tract 6614 being developed at the corner of Beach and Tulare. The developer of this tract has agreed to preserve a well site within the a park that is planned with that particular tract. So a proposal from D. Jasper and Associates was requested by Public Works to perform design services for this project. And this firm has performed like the last several well design projects for the city. And they're proposing a fee of just under 100,000, which is pretty consistent with fees that we've paid in the past for other well projects. So their request tonight is to approve their proposal and authorize the professional services contract for them. And we're anticipating, if awarded, this design would probably take most of next year to complete. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions or respond to comments.
Okay, council, questions, comments, or concerns?
So I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is it going to be located? Is it in, out, round? Where is it?
Well, there's two phases, Mayor Pro Tem, there's
Yeah.
two phases to this track.
Yes,
I
sir.
believe the park is like right in the middle of the two phases.
Yes, sir.
So we know where the park is gonna be. We just don't know exactly which portion of the park makes the most sense. Probably the further south, the better, the closer to Tulare, the better. So we can have more immediate access to the pipelines that are in Tulare.
But not at the corner, just down into the back part of it?
Well, east of Beach, right off of Tulare is within the park site that is between the two phases of the tract. They're developing phase 1 right now, so I would
Yeah.
imagine it would be east of that construction activity that you're seeing right now.
So the design will just bring it up? I mean, we don't have it already located?
Not precisely. That's what this project
Okay.
will help us to complete.
Okay. That's what, thank you.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
A motion by Councilmember Olvera, a second by Councilmember Espinoza. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes, item number 3 is to approve the Core City Bike Lane Improvement Project Grant Funding Agreement. Sir.
This is also a Department of Public Works item. Michael will handle it.
I swear this is the last one. Honorable Mayor, members of the Shafford City Council, the local AB 617 steering committee it's in its 5th year, I believe, that directs Air District funds towards initiatives and projects to enhance air quality improvements for our residents, has already approved 2 notable projects for the benefit of the city, which include tree planting at local parks and streetscapes, as well as bike and pedestrian improvements in the North Shafter area along Highway 43, which is actually in design right now. A new project with a funding agreement has been made available to us, and it's based on the recommendations of the steering committee. It consists of new and updated bike lanes to improve bike connectivity to points of interest within the city, the core city, which includes schools, parks, and downtown businesses, et cetera. So the funding awarded for this initiative is totals to $1,275,000 with no local match required. So the funding agreement, and it's based, I should point out, it's based on a project estimate that assumes that it'll be bike lane striping and signage, plus even sealing and resurfacing of pavement, just to make sure that the bike lanes can hold up once they're striped. So the funding agreement with the bike lane location map has been included with the staff report. If awarded, if this agreement is authorized by the council, the first phase of the work will likely consist of drawing up plans for bidding and hopefully in a position to complete the bike lane work early next year. So the recommendation tonight is to approve the funding agreement issued by the Air District and authorize the city manager to execute that agreement on behalf of the city. And then finally, we need to add this project to the capital improvement program to cover project expenditures and ultimately grant funding reimbursement. And with that, I'd be happy to respond to questions or comments.
Questions, comments, or concerns?
I have a question. So this is connecting all the parks, right? I see Veterans and I think Mano on the top.
Right, so
And
we,
Stringham. and
Schneid, Los Angeles, Chapter, Lerdo, Mantle, to name a few, correct?
I think the only one that doesn't connect is the skate park.
Or the future rec, complex.
Correct.
Correct.
So is there any way we could add that, or is that already we're too far
I don't
ahead?
think we're too far along with this agreement where it can't be amended. So a lot will depend on where the bids end up. I mean, what kind of funding capacity we have after we actually open bids. This is just an initial estimate. But we certainly could, once we're in the design phase, we could have the design engineer consider those options.
Okay,
To be clear, I want to make sure I'm on the same page with you, is this is not an us determining. This is AB 617 committee who said, we want this area. Kind of looking at you with that too, by the way.
Well, I will say that this exact map was presented at an AB 617 meeting, and we conducted a workshop, goodness, probably about a year ago.
Yeah, you're gonna have to speak, Linda. Yes,
So
ma'am.
yes,
On a microphone.
the steering committee and those attended the meeting were on board with this concept, correct?
So how this came about was, I'm personally not a biker myself, so I contacted everyone that I knew that biked in the community, that bikes to work, bikes to school, has their kids go. And so I invited all of them to our AB 617 meeting. And Michael James provided maps, they marked them up, and that's how this came about.
so Linda, I know there's already plans to do a bike path on 43, right? So are we gonna connect the new park on Fresno? The future park?
That's separate. That's separate, isn't it?
But it will connect, once it gets all laid out, would it connect to that?
So
Or is that?
there was two fundings that we
I
tried to
know,
get.
I know, but I'm saying, would this connect to the next funding or the next project or that project that we're not talking about?
Councilmember Alvarado, the new park, I was just sharing with Ms. Martin before the meeting that there is another in-person meeting, the AB 617 steering committee meeting next month. And those are among the options that staff have already proposed to expand the Highway 43 project to include the park off of Fresno Avenue, correct? But it has not, that concept has yet to be presented.
Right, but just have it in your mind, connected, somewhere down the future, connected. I think it makes sense.
Understood.
But, then it goes back to the skate park and then back to,
Oh, you wanted to add the skate park, sorry.
and, the new complex.
Okay, we can certainly ask. I know that there's going to be some funding shifting that's going to be presented at our next meeting, so I'm glad you brought these forward. The other project that we did have funding for is to get the sidewalks.
Yeah.
So the colony is getting sidewalks, and then we're heading sidewalks from basically Apple Market up. So
Yeah.
that might open up some for a bike lane, hopefully, but I'm happy to bring it up to the committee.
For record's sake, you are Linda Martin.
Oh,
yes?
sorry, Linda Martin.
Where do you live?
No, see, you're part of the AB 617 committee, is that correct? Steering committee?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am part of that.
That's all I have.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns, council? Hearing none, looking for a motion second, please.
I move.
I'll second.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Prout, a second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes. Moving into our city manager comments and reports, and we will tag that into our department director comments and reports as well, sir.
No comments and reports, no correspondence received for council from to the city manager's office at this time.
Thank you very much. With that, we will move into recess. We have two items on our closed session docket for this evening. Item number one is conference with legal counsel for an existing litigation, and item number two is conference with legal counsel for a significant exposure to litigation. With that said, I need a motion and a second to move into recess and closed session.
I'll motion.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Espinoza, second by Councilmember Olvera. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Same sign opposed, hearing none. We are in recess at 6:36 PM. All right, welcome back from our closed session. At this time, I'm going to look to our legal counsel to lead us out, please.
Thank you, Mayor. As mentioned earlier tonight, City Council recessed in the closed session. The items are listed on the regular meeting agenda. All members were present and there were two items under discussion. The first, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation in the matter of the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration petitions of the City of Alameda et al. And the Williams-Sonoma cases. The City Council heard a presentation from special counsel on those. They provided an update and we have no reportable action. We also had conference with legal counsel, significant exposure litigation, one potential case. Council heard presentation from legal counsel and we have no reportable action. That concludes the report.
Okay, with that said, I am going to look for a motion to adjourn for the evening.
No motion.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Espinoza, second by Councilmember Olvera. All those in favor with aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed, hearing none, dismiss at 7.